Let's watch this video.
Jenny is
and then I'll
working
go
the
to
night
bed.
shift at a cash depot in Sweden. She's counting banknotes, tons of money. But by now, it's just pieces of paper to her. Routine, really. Just like these headphones she and the others are wearing to block out the noise. But suddenly, a new sound starts to creep in. Wait, is that a helicopter? This is the beginning of one of the most spectacular bank heists in
Helicopter
history.
heist.
Robbers will strike several locations across Sweden at the exact same time.
Oh, that's smart. So then the police won't have enough people.
The authorities humiliated, and millions in cash will be stolen.
Oh,
The
fish.
chase
Why is the
will lead
quality so bad?
investigators to Eastern Europe.
There we go.
And, of all things,
Did this in Payday?
security camera
I've
at
never
a
seen
local
this.
McDonald's will provide a crucial clue. We dug through countless court documents to piece together how the Vestberga heist actually went down.
Oh, wow.
And who was really behind it. Everything.
Hold on.
September 23, 2009.
2009? Why did everything happen in
Spectacular robberies in Sweden have been
2009?
making headlines for several years now. But this heist tops everything. As the international press turns its attention to the small town of Vestberga, the authorities are clueless. How much money was stolen? How many robbers were involved?
Damn, AK?
Why couldn't
They're playing
police stop?
T-side.
According to a Swedish daily newspaper, police didn't reach the cash depot until 30 minutes after the alarm was triggered. Meanwhile, the nearest police station is only a 15-minute walk away.
What?
What
How are they
happened?
so late to that?
Official statements are vague. The security company that owns the cash depot stays quiet too. G4S is one of the largest security firms in the world.
heck?
They install security systems and protect sites such as nuclear power plants in the US and even the Pentagon. Right before the
Damn.
end of the month, depots like this one are packed
Sweden
with cash.
is the gun.
So
the,
people
is
across
the gun
Sweden
crime
can
capital
withdraw
of
their
Europe.
salaries the moment the money arrives. A pretty good time to strike. So far, only one thing is clear. This is the first robbery in Sweden to use a helicopter. A Bell 206. It's a relatively small light chopper. One of the best-selling models ever. It can carry 5 people, including the pilot.
How did they even
but it
have
isn't
an?
built for heavy loads.
How do people who do
A
heists have
well-known
enough
Swedish
money to buy the
criminologist
helicopter in the first
speculates
place?
that the robbers could have stolen up to 1 billion kroner from the depot.
How much is
Back
that?
then, about $130 million. Helicopter experts, on the other hand, say that carrying that much cash, it should have crashed. So how the hell did they
Still
pull
the
this
chopper.
off?
Oh,
September 23, the early morning hours.
this was 11 days after
Nothing.
9/11.
A small
12
town
days after
known for its
9/11.
sea views and peaceful
Wow,
atmosphere.
bro. 2000 and wait, no.
Alongside holiday homes,
9/11 was
the
in
town
2001.
also has a hangar
Oh, never mind.
housing these 2 helicopters.
I'm disabled.
They
My bad.
belong to the Stockholm police. And this man sneaking through the bushes has his eye on them.
No way. This guy
Under each
stole it
arm,
from
he's
the
carrying a
police.
plastic box. The man places the first box in front of the hangar.
Sorry.
Then he moves to the back and places the second one. Then he returns to the hangar's entrance and pulls out a hatchet.
But don't
He
they have
smashes the numbered
cameras
entry
or
pad several
something? Like, you
times.
know?
Finally, he disappears back into the darkness. And then, nothing happens. The man walks to the nearest bus stop and gets rid of his gear. His part of the job is done. Now it's up to the others.
Oh, okay. Here
Back
we
at
go.
the depot. Down here, Jenny and her colleagues are counting cash. Up here, a Bell 206 barrels toward the building. With remarkable precision, it lands on the roof. Perfectly positioned between the glass pyramid
How did they get in the
and edge.
depot, bro?
3 people jump out. One is carrying a submachine gun.
Ooh, MP5.
Another
Good
runs
pick.
straight toward the pyramid and swings a huge sledgehammer at the glass. Again and again. Meanwhile, his accomplice calmly unloads his gear. Explosives, climbing ropes, and mailbags. 2 ladders are attached to the helicopter's skids. The robbers detach one of them and set it down beside the chopper.
Oh, they brought a ladder with
After a
them?
few more swings, the glass gives way. The helicopter lifts off. The robbers enter the building.
Don't they have like in-built security, like security officers in here?
Jenny's boss spots them.
Oh,
He
okay.
knows they're coming for the counting room, so he rushes back and yells,
Secure the money.
then he triggers the alarm and calls building security. Jenny still doesn't fully clock what's going on, but her boss's instructions are clear. The cash has to be locked away in these cages made of reinforced steel.
Ah, so that
secured with
delays them,
padlocks.
right? Delays them from being able to get into the thing.
It's still quiet at the
Smart,
police
smart.
station.
Bro, this is
about a
Lester's house from
10-minute
GTA
drive
5.
from Vestberga. Inspector Göran Palm is about to finish his shift. He's waiting for his colleague to take over. When suddenly, the alarm sounds. Immediately, Inspector Palm rushes to his car. A colleague jumps in after him. They're told that the alarm came from the G4S cash depot. Helicopter, armed men, on the roof. Palm
Damn.
speeds toward the scene. He feels like he's starring in a Hollywood movie. Soon, they're closing in on the depot when Palm spots something on the road.
Oh,
The
they put up
officers jump
spikes?
out of the car to find out what just happened.
Oh, GG.
Chains stretched across the entire road and studded
Nah,
with
these
spikes.
guys were moving different. What the
The robbers
fish,
are
man?
inside the building now. They set up a ladder to climb up to the 6th floor. The main vault where the money is usually stored is on the 2nd floor.
How do they know
The
the
counting room is
information
up here.
of
To get
where
there,
the stuff is?
This glass pane needs to go. Hitting it with a sledgehammer doesn't work. So the robber uses explosives. He presses a
Dynamite.
bomb
Inside
like a
job?
dynamite against the
Ah.
glass, connects a wire.
My thing is, why
and
don't they have a
detonates
code
it.
system if someone enters incorrectly? Why not splat like black ink?
They enter the office and
I
smash
don't know,
through
man.
the simple door.
There's probably so many
Now,
procedures
just a
that, like,
single steel door
by
separates
law
the
they have to be a
robbers from the
certain
cash
way or
depot
something.
staff.
Like, who knows, man?
In the counting room, the staff is still frantically securing the money. When they
I
hear
think
the
they should
explosion,
let guards who
they panic.
guard a bank have guns.
The team leader has been trained
like
for a
money or
lot of
something.
things, but not for this. Then there's another explosion.
Oh,
The robbers are trying to get through the door.
oh, they're
The
cooked here.
explosion mangles the metal around the handle,
They're all gonna
but
die.
it stays intact. But after a third explosion, smoke enters the room. The staff needs to get out of here, fast. The team leader orders everyone into the main vault on the
Oh,
second floor.
there's a vault.
They leave the room through a secondary exit.
But how did they
take the
know that
stairs
which
down
level
several
it's on?
floors,
Someone had to give it
and enter an
information,
airlock
bro.
just outside the main vault.
Someone sold information.
The airlock is designed for one person.
Oh
Now
my
14
goodness.
people have to squeeze inside, including a pregnant woman.
Yeah, I'm not
In this
leaving.
hermetically
I'm not
sealed
getting.
room,
Bro, what do you mean?
there's no cell reception.
I'll join the
group leader
robbers and
can't
start
tell
robbing the
building
place with
security
them.
or anyone else.
I'm not getting paid enough to count money. I'll be like, yo, let me join you. I'll tell you the codes for the vault. Like, all right, come on in.
And
I'll
the
just
door
join
to
their
the
team.
vault won't open.
It's like Arc
They're
Raiders,
stuck.
you know?
Their colleagues in the vault room are also panicking. Building security has instructed them to keep the
Yo,
airlock
Savior,
door
thank you for
closed.
the
They have
10,
no vision on the robbers.
what are they called again?
Maybe
Kicks.
they're even hiding among the
My
employees in
brother.
the airlock. It's so cramped in here that no one can move. The air is stuffy, the heat almost unbearable.
Oh, that's cooked, bro.
Yenny's colleague struggles to pull out a photo of her daughter. If the robbers want to get into the vault by blowing their way through the airlock,
They have die
no one
packs
here
on the
will
money, so
survive.
the money gets marked as stolen.
Meanwhile,
Ah.
the robbers have entered the counting room. They carve into the cage's padlocks. with a
Damn, bro, he's just
buzzsaw. The
slowing
locks
it
are gone
down.
within seconds.
Oh, wow.
While they're
that was
packing,
quick.
they seem oddly calm, as if they know that no one will catch them anytime soon.
Wow.
Robbing a place is a pretty unethical way to make money. But let's look at this list.
What do you mean unethical?
Rural and barely
He's gonna
naked.
make 300 million.
For this one, ethnic second city strugglers. Or our personal favorite, credit crunched city families. These are real marketing lists, full of vulnerable people to be targeted by predatory ads. Hey, we heard you broke. Worried about securing your kid's future? How about you try some gambling? Data brokers make these lists. They find out everything about you, compile it, and sell all your info in bulk. This industry is huge,
What?
and it's insane just how much money they make off you. Let Incogni deal with them. They fight the data brokers for
It's
you.
a
and you can easily
sponsor!
request customer data same money back in the Disgrove into aren't the only ones.
Thought it was real for a second,
All around
bro.
the depot, every access road is blocked by metal chains about 10 meters long. If a police car drove over one of these chains, its tires would instantly be sliced open. The robbery has been in progress for more than 15 minutes now. The helicopter is still circling above,
W
meaning the
helicopter.
robbers are still inside. Police request aerial support from the military, but the
Oh,
armed
the
forces
military's
can't
pulling
provide
up.
any aircraft.
What?
Instead, police helicopters are ordered in.
The
We
military
don't know
doesn't want to help
exactly
enough.
how.
What?
Inspector Palm eventually gets close to the depot.
Oh.
He sets up a roadblock a few hundred meters away from the building. When Palm and his colleagues ask whether they're allowed to fire at the helicopter, the answer is a strict no. It's too dangerous. Instead, they're ordered to wait for the National Task Force. Palm is frustrated. All he can do is stand there
But they
and
still
wait.
can, some of them know.
the
How
police
much of an inside job
helicopter
is this?
must
What do you mean the
already be on
military
its
can
way.
help? The military are not allowed to help.
Or is it?
But I
At
thought, then
5:30
what's
in
the...
morning,
The
police
SWAT
officers
team? What's the
admitting
SWAT
receive
team?
an alert.
Is the SWAT team not
Robbery
military?
ongoing, a helicopter is involved. Air support required. 2 officers race toward the hangar. Their helicopter
but there's
was
the
returned
bomb.
just hours earlier. They'll have it ready in 10 minutes and be over Vestberga 15 minutes after
SWAT
the
team
alarm.
is like, hey, would you please?
But
Ah,
at the
okay.
entrance, they stop. Is that a bomb?
Oh, so that's
There's
why I
no
put the
way they
luggage
can
is
reach the
there.
helicopter. And even if they could they really risk taking off in a fuel-filled helicopter next to explosives? The two officers have only one option.
But what do you do in this scenario as a police officer?
At a safe distance.
Like if imagine if you had to orchestrate, like your job as a police officer is to orchestrate all this and make sure like everything goes to plan. Imagine you're a police officer, go get the helicopter. There's a bomb planted on the helicopter. Alright, drive some cars. There's road traps everywhere, bro. I'll be like, yeah, GG, bro. Let's not have the money, bro. Is what it is,
so
game.
The White Bell 206
is what it is, man. Like, well, what can you do, bro?
Depot, unbothered. The security team watches as the intruders reappear in the courtyard and make their way toward the roof, carrying at least 7 bags.
Man.
They hoist them up. The 3 men climb the ladders. One hesitates for a moment, as if he wants to go back in to get more of the money. Then they jump into the helicopter, bags in hand. And just 30 minutes after hitting the cash depot, they disappear into the morning sky.
They did a whole heist in 30 minutes. Even in
When the
GTA
SWAT team
5,
enters
I
the
can't do a
building,
heist
the
in an
robbers are
hour.
long gone.
Crazy.
Finally, the airlock door in the cash depot opens.
Oh, are they alive?
The team leader, Yenny, and her colleagues are safe.
Okay.
At the police hangar in Mittinga, the bomb squad is in full swing.
This is cooked.
They use a water cannon to neutralize the bombs. But there are no explosions.
It was just
and
bait.
no smoke.
It was just bait.
As the special unit approaches,
No.
they find 2 very wet plastic boxes with lights attached.
No.
They fell for dummies.
Oh.
About a kilometer away, firefighters are putting out a small roadside fire at a bus stop. In the ashes, they find remains of a mask, gloves, a hatchet, a canister, and a lighter.
Bro, imagine
Around
that.
6 a.m., people in nearby towns spot an object in the sky.
Oh?
A small white helicopter flying unusually low and slow over the forests. Not a single light is on. The robbers land in a forested park. They take everything with them, leaving only a GPS device.
But this is encouraging. Maybe I might go rob a bank or something now.
Investigators find the helicopter about 2 hours later. They learn it was stolen from a flight school about 70 kilometers northeast of Stockholm just after 4 a.m.
A manhunt is underway this morning.
As the country wakes up, the heist dominates the news. A reward of about $900,000 is offered for information on the robbers.
900,000.
The next day, the Swedish police still have no suspects, despite the fact that they knew about the planned helicopter heist long before it happened.
Bro, this is the same thing with Australia. With the Bondi shooting, the police knew it was coming. They had a bit of info on them. How can police like have info on the people but they don't do anything? Is it because they can't press charges on them? They don't like have evidence?
A month before the heist, Swedish police receive a warning from Serbia's intelligence service. A crew of international thieves is planning to strike. Serbian police even share specifics. A helicopter is to be used. 3 robbers will carry out the job,
What?
backed by a group of around 20
Not enough
people.
evidence?
The chopper will land on the roof of a multi-story building. The crew will blast their way inside and in under 5 minutes
Serbs.
grab the equivalent of roughly $13 million. The whole thing will go down by September 16 at the
What
latest.
if I was told some
If
guy's
not,
gonna shoot up
the plan
some
will be
place?
called off.
So I gotta go headshot him. I look bad because all
The
I have is
Swedish
word of
police
mouth.
put
No,
security
you don't have
measures
to
in
kill
place.
show it, but like be prepared.
public
Like if I was the
prosecutor-
police here and I'm told, okay, they're gonna try hit a bank, I would just recommend, banks, all banks in the city, up your security. And then I'll just have like everyone on lookout and be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Authorizes phone surveillance of 2 suspects. As a precaution, police helicopters are moved from Mittinga to a safe location. For the planned break-in, the police identify the most likely target, the Panaxia Cash Depot in Bromma, in western Stockholm. The second most likely target, the G4S Depot in Västberga.
Wow, Sweden is huge,
For
dude.
4 weeks, authorities remain on high alert, reinforcing their task forces during the nights around September 16. But then, nothing happens.
Sure, but on a day-to-day
Roma
basis, I have to deal with
or
everything.
in
Yeah,
Västberga.
true.
So the police end the special operation.
Ah,
and
see,
the
that's
police
what happened.
helicopters move back to Mittinga.
They stayed on alert for a little bit,
That's
but wasn't
not
long
the
enough.
only vulnerability the robbers exploit. In the early
What the
2000s,
fish?
Sweden sees a string of robberies. The companies hit hardest are the ones that run cash depots. They're looking for help, including from the government. As early as 2005, a security company urged the government to place all cash depots and similar facilities under state protection. A formal review followed and ran for 3 years, but the Ministry of Defense took no action. Because the authorities
Are you not
never
allowed,
classified these facilities as protected sites,
like guns?
virtually anyone can access the building's blueprints.
What?
plans of the
Oh, yeah,
roofs
I'm
and
gonna go to
facades,
Sweden and rob a
staircases and
bank, bro.
windows.
What?
Everything neatly documented level by level. A Swedish news outlet later asked G4S whether the company had attempted to make the Vesperga building plans confidential. G4S didn't
Cleft,
respond.
GG. But gun is
But
very
by
easy
then,
against
it
Sweden.
didn't matter. The money was gone, and so were the thieves. But they didn't vanish without a trace.
Oh,
In fact, they left quite a bit behind.
ooh, here we go.
The burned
Time to
remains
get,
at the bus
you
stop
know,
in Mittinga, for example.
Sherlock Holmes and
The
his
cable
beard.
ties used to secure the ladders to the helicopter. The sledgehammer that smashed the glass roof, including bloodstains.
Blood?
Because the heist was so meticulously planned, police believe the masterminds must have had military training. In all of Sweden, only a small circle of people could be capable of pulling off a coup like this. Thanks to the warning from Serbia, the Swedish police started surveilling this circle in time.
Ooh.
Now they're sitting on a mountain of data, calls, texts, pages
Was got
upon
gunned
pages
down
of
at 50, not
logs.
wanting to buy weed by
One of
some
the people
arrows.
under
Mind you, I was
surveillance is
getting
a man
pissed.
called Gojan Bojevic, a
GG,
38-year-old
bro.
Swede with parents
Bro.
from Montenegro. Until recently, he worked
I
as
want a
construction
gun, bro. I
contractor.
want to own a gun,
According
seriously.
to Serbian wiretaps, he was recently in contact with a childhood friend, Milan Zevo, who made a
They're all
career
Serbs,
in a completely
bro.
different field, the Stockholm Mafia. Zevo has since relocated to Serbia's capital, Belgrade. In 2009, Bojevic traveled to Belgrade multiple times to meet
Ooh,
Zevo.
they're catching
According to
on,
the
bro.
wiretap, Bojevic handed over large sums of money during these visits.
Ooh.
Swedish police realized that Bojevic is asking Zevo for help.
Ooh,
At the end of
we onto
August, the
something.
two
We
speak
onto
on the
something.
phone. You know what? I called a school here and asked how much it costs to learn it. 15,000 euros. Bojevic wants to learn to fly a helicopter. Zevo shuts the idea down. Pilot training would take way too long. So Bojevic starts looking into another solution.
But why would these guys use mobile
September
phones?
2,
Surely they know that it gets
3
tapped,
weeks
right?
before the heist, Bojevic is in his car, driving toward Hepsholmen, the small island in Stockholm. It has a museum right on the waterfront. Bojevic is here to meet these two men. They've been waiting for him. He walks up to them and sits down between them. Just a few meters away, a woman walks her dog. Her real job is to observe Goran Bojevic. She can't hear exactly what the men are saying. She can only keep an eye on them. The three chat for about 5 minutes with Bojevic doing most of the talking. Then, handshakes. One man walks with Bojevic to his car while the other gets into a Peugeot and drives off. On September 28, 5 days after the heist, the police and a Swedish court announced that 6 suspects have been arrested.
Ooh.
One of the suspects is Goran Bojevic.
Well, they caught him.
Searching his apartment, investigators found a bag containing about 118,500 kroner, roughly $15,000 at the time. He's believed to have put the team together. Another man is arrested at Orlando Airport just before he can
Dude,
escape
the
to the
schnock
Canary
is
Islands.
that, dude?
The press nicknames
It looks
him
like a
Flick,
fish.
which means escape in Swedish. His real name is Alexander Eriksson. He's a TV producer who runs in high society circles with Swedish celebrities. He's even rumored to be in
Crazy.
contact with the Prime Minister. Between October and December, police arrest 7 more men accused of helping plan or taking part in the heist. One of them is believed to have planted the fake bombs. His DNA
How do they
is
know?
found in the remains of the gloves
Ah,
and the
the
lighter.
DNA was
In
found.
January,
Okay,
investigators
so when they have your DNA, how do they know it's you? Like, for example, thumbprint, I get. Like, let's say I've taken thumbprint scans, right? So the police have my thumbprints. What happens if the police never got your thumbprints in the first place? Like, how are they going to know it's you? Unless they took it as a kid or something? Compared to existing DNA samples. Oh, so they get your name and then they check your blood test or something?
identified the man who carried the submachine gun. The police already know him.
Scan to
His
database,
name is
any scans or
Zara
anything of you
Kadun,
to
and this was
exist?
his second armed robbery.
Back
Back in 2000,
Okay,
He and a
okay.
gang stole invaluable art from the Swedish National
But what
Museum.
does a thumbprint
He was
give,
caught
bro?
and
It doesn't
served
give
2
like
years in prison.
much, right?
Now he's been caught again.
Ooh.
In July 2010, the public prosecutor presses charges.
You've done a blood test as a
While the
kid,
10
they have your
arrests are
stuff.
seen as a major
okay.
success for the investigation, authorities
But yeah,
believe
like
there
from
must have been more
if
people
someone has a
involved behind.
thumbprint scan, can they really find you down? Let's say they never have your thumbprint, right? But let's say they have a blood test on you or a few needles or injections. They can still find who you are just from your fingerprints? No way, right?
In the scenes. For over 10 months, the police gather evidence and
If
interview
they ever
witnesses.
check any of your belongings for some
50
reason, they'll know
investigators
it's
work
you.
the case full time.
It's
By
you.
now,
Who did
they
it
have a
since
clear
it
picture
has
of how
your
much the robbers
fingerprint?
managed to steal. Almost 40 million kroner,
Police can go
about
whatever they
$5
want.
million
Fair
at the
enough,
time.
man. Fair enough.
That's how they managed to get away
I
by
did not know
helicopter,
they were moving like that, bro.
not taking too much. Just under a year after the robbery,
Still
the
involved?
10 men stand
I
trial.
don't care, bro. Kick streaming,
Five
you
of
don't
them
grow
are
on
accused
kicks.
of being
So
directly
doesn't really
involved
matter
in the
what
heist.
category I'm in.
The other 5 face charges of aiding and abetting. The public prosecutor is confident there's enough evidence to convict all of them,
Ooh.
but the men deny the charges. Take Alexander Eriksson, the TV producer. He's accused of flying the helicopter on the night of the heist. No way, he insists. His DNA in the stolen helicopter?
You're telling me when you're in court and you say, I did not do it, over and over and over again, and they still will give you a chance? Like, as if they, like...
That's easily explained, he says. After all, the chopper was stolen from the
I guess
flight
the
school he's been a
innocence
member
gotta-
of for 15 years. The undercover officer at the museum clearly identifies him as the man in the suit at the meeting with
Ooh,
Boyevich.
he was there.
Eriksson admits he was at the meeting. And yes, he talked to Boyevich, but about wind power, since Boyevich works in construction. He claims to have an alibi too. On the night of the heist, he was involved in a car accident. But there's a problem.
Was in
An
a car
hour
accident.
after the supposed accident, he's spotted at a local McDonald's, about a 30-minute walk from where the helicopter was later found.
W.
Surveillance footage shows
W.
Eriksson calmly
How did
ordering-
they even know that? How did the police know to randomly check this McDonald's, bro? Seriously. Nah, the police are smart, bro. They're cold for that, bro. That's incredible.
breakfast just before 7 a.m.
That's
How
incredible.
did he get from a car crash in central Stockholm to a McDonald's in the suburbs?
W
The
police.
prosecution
That's
is
cool,
convinced
bro.
that 2 of the other defendants staged the crash to give him an alibi. Surprisingly, one of
Was it
them,
the sound of his
Zadok
cameras?
admits his
Yeah,
involvement.
but that was so far away.
Investigators found his blood on multiple pieces of evidence.
Oh, his blood
The
was
other
on it.
defendants continued to deny any involvement in the heist. But after just
This is
18
going
days
to
of trial,
Big Mac.
7 of the 10 defendants are convicted.
Idiot. Bro,
Alexander
McDonald's
Eriksson-
is tempting. Bro, you just did a robbery, got away with it, got $4 million in your bag. You own the world, bro. Go buy, bro. He can buy the whole McDonald's shop if he wanted to. Poor guy, bro. If he was like, man, let me buy me a Big Mac. I just did a successful heist.
and
GG,
Zadok
bro.
Hum are each sentenced to 7 years in prison for armed
Only
robbery.
7.
The other 5 defendants are found guilty of aiding, abetting, and protecting criminals, including Goran Boyevich,
So what do they
who
get?
also goes to prison. Before the trial, they were seen
McDonald's
as
is close to
daring,
the
clever
Clever far
crooks.
from. Ah, okay.
None
okay.
of them were elite soldiers in the Balkan Wars,
Well,
as was
actually,
speculated. But the
Bro,
trial
they should
stripped
still,
them
bro.
of
They
their mystique.
robbed. They had
It
guns
turned
and
out to be
everything.
nothing more than a ragtag group of violent criminals. After the heist, heated debate broke out in Sweden over how such attacks could be prevented in the future. Trade unions spoke out.
So what happens to the
Handling
money?
cash creates a dangerous work environment for employees. So,
Also,
for
now
their
it's gonna go
protection,
cash.
maybe they should
No
just
more
get rid of
cash.
it.
Which they
According to a
have.
report
There's no
from
more
the
cash
banking
anymore
union,
in Europe.
1 in 4 retail workers had already been a victim of a robbery.
Wow.
Some multiple times. And according to an anti-cash lobby group, 2 out of every 3 Swedish kroner in circulation was actually unreported money. The helicopter heist in Vestberga contributed to a
And
shift
if
in
you're
thinking.
under 18 and catch a
Over
body, you have
time,
to serve 2
cash
years
gradually
for it.
disappeared from
GG,
daily
bro.
life.
GG.
Sweden was the first country in Europe to print paper money back in 1661.
Some fancy
About
looking money, mate.
350 years later, it was one of the first to start abandoning it. The number of robberies in Sweden dropped dramatically.
Wow.
In 2008, there were over 100. By 2016, it was down to just 2.
What?
Today, many shops only accept cashless payment. Theft happens online now. In 2025, the Swedish central bank reported that Sweden and Norway
I love
have the
cash.
least cash in circulation.
Cash is
relative
king,
to their
but that's
economies
smart.
of
That really
any
does
countries in
lower
the
the
world.
risk, hey.
But some cash is still around, and someone somewhere has quite a lot of it. Because the money from the Vestberga heist was never recovered.
It was never recovered. So then who got all the money? Nah, someone made bank, bro. Bro, I would rob a bank. I will go to jail for 8 years, and if I walk out with 9 million, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. In my whole 8 years of my life, I have never, my dad, my uncle, my mum, whoever, they have never all accumulated $8 million. You're telling me I can go to jail for 9 years after robbing a bank and keep the money? This is a fugazi.